Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Let me know once it is done.
Done from my end.
Yes.
Done from my end as well.
Yep.
Done.
Okay. What about the other one? Done, right? Okay. So now let's see for multi-class classification. So let me just take this data again. Okay, let me just change it over here. Let me just take the neighbors. 15, 10, 10. Let me just change it to C, and let me change it to C. Okay, and over here C, C, something here C, something like this. Okay, so now we have three labels over here. One is A, B, and then C. All right, so now let me just say like neighbors is equal to get neighbors of, okay, I can write known data, or sorry, first one is what? Unknown data, I think, right? Or existing data. What is the function definition? Known data, unknown data. Okay. So known data and then unknown data. Okay, and then let me just print the neighbors here. Okay, now you can see everywhere it is C. Everywhere it is C over here, right? And let me just give B here. So now you can see 1555C, 1055C, 1055B, something like that. Or let me say this is 6. Okay, something like this. So now we are going to get the response. Okay, so what is the function of response? That is, I can just go there. Yeah, get response of neighbors. That's it. Get response of neighbors. Okay, so now if I say get response of neighbors, I should get C as the output. Now you can see C as the output. Okay, so now I have the multi-class, that is 3 different labels actually. Okay, I have 3 different labels. So now let's use sklearn library. So for that we have to first convert to array. Okay, let's convert the data points to array. That is, I can say data underscore known is equal to np dot array of known underscore data, and similarly data underscore unknown is equal to np dot array of unknown data. Okay, so now we have converted. Then what we can do, we can get x and y. Okay, so x underscore data is equal to, okay, data underscore known of all the records except last one, and similarly y underscore data is equal to, Okay, I can write data underscore known, all the records, only the last column. And then we can say x underscore unknown is equal to, I can just write unknown data, sorry, data underscore unknown of 0, something like that. Okay, something like that, right? So that's what we did it before. Okay, we didn't do that anything actually. That's fine. Okay, so now let it be. Right, so now we have written x data and y data, then convert to float. That is, I can say x data is equal to x underscore data as type of np dot float 64, and similarly data underscore unknown is equal to data underscore unknown dot as type of np dot float 64. Okay, so now we have the x data, everything we have. Okay, now we can create the model. All right, so we have to say the same thing, that is knn is equal to, I can just say k neighbors classifier, and then I can say n neighbors is equal to 3. Okay, then what we can do, knn dot fit of x underscore data and then y underscore data, then I can just predict it, y pred is equal to, okay, knn dot predict of x underscore data. All right, it's done now. So it is not throwing any warning like before. Okay, now let me just print it. So actual is nothing but, okay, I can just print what is actual data, y underscore data, and let me just print predict. So that is nothing but y underscore predict. So now you can see. Okay, so we have something like this, a b or something, and then something like this. So now we have 3 labels over here. Okay, we have 3 labels over here, right? This is a, b, and then c. Similarly, a, and then b, and then c. All right, so now if you do the confusion matrix, I'll be having 3 by 3 matrix. So now if I say confusion matrix of y underscore data and then y underscore pred, now you can see something like this. So this is 7, this is 1, this is 0, and then 1, 7, and then 0, and then 1, and then 1, and then 2. So this is what actually it is a, predicted it is a. Okay, actually it is a, predicted it is b, and then actually it is a, predicted it is c, 0. So if you count, for example, let's count cc. Okay, cc should be 2. All right, see here, cc and then cc, that's it. So ca, actually it is c, but predicted it is a, that's just only one occurrence. Similarly, cb is only one occurrence. Okay, so if I want to find the what is that, accuracy, how can I find it? How can I find the accuracy? Can anyone tell me? How can I find the accuracy score?
7 plus
That is, I can say, yeah, 7
all
plus
two cases
7 plus
7 plus
yeah,
2
2
divided by
2 divided by total
the sum of all
Ah.
the values.
total, that is 8, 8 plus 8 16, 16 plus 4 20.
20.
So accuracy is 80. 80. Okay, so now if I just say the same thing like accuracy score of y data and then y underscore pred, you'll be seeing 0.8 actually, the same thing. Okay, and if you do classification report, you'll be having 3 labels now, y underscore data, comma y underscore predict. Now you can see here. So support, you can see 7 plus 1 8, 1 plus 7 8, and then 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. You can see it over here. Okay, so these parameters we need to get it. Like now I have 9 data actually. We have to consider for precision, we have to consider the true cases and also all the positive cases like that. Okay, so this calculation like it will be increasing. Okay, that the complexity will be increasing like as and when the labels are getting increased. So guys, clear? So this is how, okay, you can see for multi-class classification. And if you see that I'm not sure whether predict probability is there with this. Let's try that. Okay, it is there. Okay, predict probability. So I can just write of y underscore data and then y underscore pred. Where did I give three? Where did I give three parameters? Shape is n queries, n features. Oh, okay. N features. Okay. It is bit different actually. Couldn't convert. Yeah, the thing is we have to encode it actually. Yeah, should be fine. Should be fine. I will take that as a next topic. That's better. Okay. The thing is y data we didn't encode it basically. Okay, so that is the reason it is giving this particular error. I will take it up. Okay. Yeah. So guys, let me copy it down and then please take it up. I will take that as a next topic itself. So I don't want to delay those. So please take it up. Okay, so we need to predict it, right? So let me predict it and then I will convert to this one. Second. So I should get the output as C. Okay, so only then our model is working fine. So that is, I can just say knn dot predict of data underscore unknown. So I'm getting C. I'm getting C as the output. Okay. So please let me know once it is done. We will see that one hot encoding and then label encoders. Okay. Done, right? So what about others?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So now let's talk about label encoding, one-hot encoding. Okay. So that will be much interesting. So let's write it. So demo label encoders. Okay. So now you see so many errors, correct? So the thing is, when we send the parameter, okay, or like to predict prober function, because the predict probability, it should be having in integers, okay, only then it can find the probability of the particular label, okay, like based on that we can plot ROC curve. So yesterday we were talking about that, like false positive rate and then true positive rate, and then we can just see how much it is able to distinguish, okay, how much it is able to distinguish like that. So for that, right, so like label encoder and one hot encoder, those are all pre-processing techniques, okay, that is before starting the model. So you have to convert the labels to zeros and ones. All right. So for example, so let me just first import libraries. Okay, let's write import numpy as np and then import pandas as pd. Then I can write from sklearn dot pre-processing. Okay, import label encoder and then one hot encoder. So these are two different techniques. Okay, either you can use both for one particular label, or you can just use label encoder alone. Okay, no problem at all. All right. So now consider I'm just have some array, like data is equal to np dot array. Okay, I have some data like this. That is, first is I can say male and then 1. Okay, and then we have female and then 3. Then we have again female, female and then 2. So if you remember, yesterday we saw something called get dummies. So what is the purpose of get dummies? That is, we were working only on the input feature. Okay, we were working on only on the input feature actually, right? That is, we converted zeros and ones. Okay, so we converted each and every feature into zeros and ones actually, and then we sent it to logistic regression model. So since the sold column has only values 1 and 0, we didn't encode the particular target. So only then we were able to work on predict probability function and then so and so functions and all. Okay, but now over here, so consider now I'm just saying, so data and then I'm just writing data dot shape. Okay, now you have something like this. So now what we are going to do is, first I'm going to do the label encoding first. Okay, I'm just going to do the label encoding first. So I can write, okay, so integer encode on the first column. Okay, on the first column I'm going to do. Okay, what is the first column here? Male, female, female. Okay, so now what will happen? I can write label encoder is equal to label encoder. I just created the class, and then I can say integer encoder, that is I'm converting to integers. Okay, I can say label encoder dot fit transform. Then I need to pass the input like all the rows and then column 0. That is, I'm just passing male, female, female. That's it. I'm just passing male, female, female. That's it. Okay, and then I can just write print integer encoded. Now what will happen here is, it will take the values. It will take the unique values from this. That is, it will take female and it will take male in the alphabetical order. So which comes first? Female comes first when compared to male, right? If you sort it out. So female will be assigned 0 and then male will be assigned 1. Okay, female will be assigned 0, male will be assigned 1. So now if I printed this particular column, so now what is this particular column basically? Now if I just print this column here, okay, so this will print male, female, female, right? So now what will happen? It will be encoded to 1, 0, 0. Understood? That is, it will take the unique values from this particular stuff and it will sort it. If you take unique values, I have only male and then female. And if you sort it, it will be like first is female and next is male. Okay, first is female and next is male. So the first element will be assigned 0, the second element will be assigned 1, and so on. If there is any third category, it will be assigned 2, something like that. Okay, so now you can see 1, 0, 0. Got it? That is male, female, female has been encoded. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, so male, female, female, it will be 1, 0, 0. This is nothing but first column. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just applying, okay, one hot encoding on top of this. Okay, one hot encoding on top of this actually. That is, I'm just saying there is binary encode. Okay, binary encode, that is OHE is equal to one hot encoder of, okay, and then sparse is equal to false. So what is this sparse? Okay, so now here you can see by default it will be true. Sparse will be true. Okay, so yes, see here, will return sparse matrix if set true, else will return an array. If it is set true, it will be returning the matrix by default. Okay, or else it will be written in the form of array. Okay, so I will explain both. Okay, just a minute. I will move the control panel 1 second. Okay, so now let me just give, okay, integer encoded. Now we have it in single dimension. Now I am going to reshape it. How can I reshape it? So I can say dot, sorry, is equal to dot reshape of len of integer encoded comma 1. Okay, so now if I print it, it will be in this particular format. There is column-ness vector. Okay, so it will be in this format, like 1, 0, 0, like this. Then what I am going to do, I am going to apply this OHE. That is, I can say OH one hot encoding gender is equal to OHE dot fit transform of integer encoded. Okay, and then I can just print it like OHE. Okay, let's say /n, and then I can just print it OH encoding gender like this. Have you guys got this, how it is formed? Have you guys got this, how it is formed? What is this 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0?
So it is
Have you
male
guys
and
got
female.
that? Yeah, that is, what is
Indicates
first one?
female and
What is first one? Male.
male.
Okay,
So the
that's why it is 0 1.
yes.
What is female? First one. That's why it is 1 0 and then 1 0.
Yep.
Okay, so that's how it forms. So if I say sparse true, you can see like this. In this particular format, it will be like in the form of tuple, it will be given. That's the difference between sparse true and sparse is equal to false. But we need only this, right? We don't need in the form of tuple always. So we need only in this. Okay, now you can see 0 1 1 0 1 0.
So in the form of
Okay.
tuple means, can you show that? Okay, the first tuple indicate that it is some. So what does that last one indicate?
Now based on the index.
Okay, 0 1 2 is
Okay.
the index.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
And based on the index, it will be given actually. Because zeroth index is male, first
Yeah.
index is female, and second index is female.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Like that. Okay. So, but we are
Yeah.
interested only in this. Okay. So, and then now you can do for the second column. What is the second column here? 1 3 2. Okay. So let's say second column. So I can just say over here just 1. Correct? There is no other change. Okay. So now you can see 1 3 2. It is 0 2 1. Got it right? No need to explain this one, right? That is what we have 1 3 2. So it will be sorting it off. So if you sort it, it will be like, okay, it will be like 1 and then 2 and then 3. Okay, if you sort it, it will be like 1 2 3. Correct? And if you assign the label to it, 1 will be assigned label 0, 2 will be assigned label 1, and 3 will be assigned label 2. Got it? Guys, clear?
Yeah.
Guys,
So the three
yeah?
the index.
Yeah, yes. So now we have 1 3 2 has been transformed into 0 2 1. Now if I want to transform to binary encode, you can just say over here, okay, let's say category, okay, something like this, 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 0. Okay, so now if I want to concatenate, I can just concatenate like this, like okay, so I can just concatenate like this. That is, I can say np dot concatenate. So OH, ENC, gender, comma OH, ENC, and then cat. So concatenate R underscore C underscore or R underscore will be there. There is some formula for that.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Only integer scalar arrays. Okay, just give like this. All the input items for conversion must access. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now you can see. So you can see here print of this. Now what we have done here, so this particular array has been, that is print of data. Okay, this particular array has been transformed to this particular label. Guys, clear now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mohan, one doubt. I didn't understand how this binary encoder worked for male, female, female.
Okay. See,
above, line
yeah,
11.
I will explain it. Okay. See, what is that first one? Male, right? First is male. Correct? So what is the value for male? What is value for male? 1.
Okay.
Correct. See, the thing is, whenever you do this, right, first it will sort. Okay, if you sort, first female comes, then male comes. Correct?
Yes.
Got it right? So now,
yeah.
starting from left, it will be start assigning the labels. So for female, it will be taken as 0. For male, it will be taken as 1. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
Got
Yeah.
it? So now, coming over here, first one is male. Okay? So male means what? It's the second one. So
Yeah,
this is
1.
0, this is 1. So 0 and then 1. And then what is the second one? Is female. Now under female is this 1 and then 0. Okay. So basically, like in the order, like first is female and then next is male. So whichever is 1, that is a particular category. That is whenever you do OH encoding. But label encoding is different. Label encoding is we are just assigning the label like this. Got it? So label encoding is just you are assigning the label. But whenever you do binary encode using OH encoding, that is one hot encoding. So whichever value, so it will be like column is like female and then male. Okay. So I can just write it over here like, yeah. So print female and then male. Let's write like that. Okay. Now you can see. Oh, not here, is it? In the wrong place. How come it is? Okay, got it. Yeah. So now you can see it is female and then it is male. So under male, which is one first record, right? So that's why it is male here. And then under female, these two records are one. Correct? So that's why it is female here.
Correct.
Understood, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. No, everyone is understood, right? Okay. So let me just copy this.
If there are more variables, in this case it is like male and female, right? If we have more, then is it going to encode like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on?
0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Yes.
Okay.
I will write some example for that. Okay. So you just do this.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will just write that. So label encoders will always start from 0. Okay. Whenever you do label encoders, right, it will always start from 0. And then it goes on till that particular labels exist. And then we'll apply in our model, okay, KNN model, okay, just label encoding. So and then if we do that precision score and all, we will not get any errors. Okay, first we will complete this and then we will apply that.
But did you paste the data as well in that sheet? Because I'm getting in that error. The data is not there.
Oh yes, I didn't paste it. Sorry, I didn't paste it. I didn't paste it.
Yeah, no problem.
So after this, I need to paste. Yeah.
Done.
Done, everyone.
Yeah.
See, yesterday we did something, right? Get dummies. Okay. See, this one can be done using get dummies, but the thing is, we need to convert to data frame. Okay. See, now we have this data, right? Okay. So we have the data like this in the form of array. So now we need to convert this to data frame basically. Okay. So I can write pd dot data frame. Okay. And then I have to say data, and then I have to say columns is equal to gender and then category, something like this. So now if I print data frame, it will be like this. That is male 1, female 3, female 2, like this. Okay. So now what we can do, I can just write, that is encoded data frame is equal to, I can just write something like this, like pd dot get dummies of df. That's it. Okay. And then I can write, if I just print encoded df, right, you can like this, sorry, you can see like this, gender female, gender male, category 1, category 2, category 3. So if I want to convert this to numpy array back, I can just say print of encoded df dot values. Now you can see the same output on the top, 01100, 01100, and if you want to convert, you can just convert it like as type np dot float 64. Now you can see the same output, that is 01100, 01100, 1001, 1001, 10010, 10010. Okay, so it depends on us only. Like for example, if you do this one hot encoding, we can't drop the first column basically. So, but over here we can drop the first column. And that is if you do it separately, or else we can just say here drop first is equal to true. Okay, now you can see the first column is dropped. Okay, like only we have this much of data now, 100, 01, 001, and then 010, because the first this thing is dropped actually. Okay, so like that also we can do it. Okay guys, clear? So okay, so please take it down, and then we will see how it will behave with multi-class, that is multi categories. Okay, just take it down, and then we will see how it will behave with multiple categories. See, this for input features, you can do either one of these. That is, you can just do either get dummies or one hot binary encoding, like that. But for output feature, you can just do only label encoders. Okay, because output label is just only one column, right? Because if you do one hot encoding and get feature or something, sorry, get dummies or something, it will transform to multiple features. For example, if we have 3 different categories, okay, as an label, now what will happen, it will generate some 3 different columns. So that is not at all required for us at all, right? So output column should be always one. Okay, so based on that, we need to use that technique. Okay, so take it down, and then we will see like what we need to do with respect to multi-class.
Mohan, one question.
Yeah.
For that, the second column transformation, how it became 1 0 0 0 0 1, like what?
Which
So that second
this one is
column,
it?
yeah,
This
yeah.
one is it? Yeah. Okay. See, here we have 3 categories.
Huh.
Okay. So 1, 3, 2. So now what will happen? This will become 0, 1, 2. This is clear, right?
So those are the index it is saying, right?
Not
Or-
index. So the thing is, it will start with 0. First, it will arrange in ascending order.
Okay,
Then
okay.
it will
Yeah.
start with 0. So 0, 1, 2
Yeah.
actually, right? Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
now first one is 1.
Hmm.
So that's why that is we have 3 different categories. So we'll be having 3 different columns like this.
Okay, okay. So it
Okay.
is just.
So first one is 1. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Got it right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So guys, let me know once it is done.
Yeah, my done from my end.
Done.
Done, right? Okay. So now consider these are all classification labels. Okay, like cat, dog, elephant, lion, tiger. So now consider these are output labels actually, okay, in our classification. So now what will happen in this case? Okay, first it will sort it. So if I sort it, how it will be? First I will get cat, then I will get dog. Oh, it is in the sorting order only, is it? Let me just write like this. Cat, elephant, tiger, lion, and then dog. Okay, something like this. So first it will sort it actually. Okay, first you will get cat. Okay, first you will get cat, and then you will get dog, and then you will get elephant, and then you will get lion, and then you will get tiger. Okay, so now starting from the first element, it will start with 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Okay, it is 0, it is 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4, like that it will be. Okay, we'll be getting the label like this. So now if I print this data, I'll be getting the output like this. Okay, so now if I just say label encoder, label enc is equal to label encoder. Okay, and then I can say int encoder is equal to label encoder dot fit transform. Okay, and then I can write data of colon, and then I can say column 0 like this. So now I can just print it. Okay, now I can just print it. That is, I can say print, okay, data of colon and then 0, and then I can just print int underscore enc. Now you can see it is being sorted like this, and then the labels are assigned like this. So if there are multiple classifications, we'll be having n number of things actually. Got it? So somebody asked
Yeah.
the question, right? Like if we have the multiple things. So if there are further classification, right, it keeps on increasing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the same output that we are getting it over here. So now under Y data, we'll be having just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will be getting predicted output from the model either from 0 to 4 only. So we need to map that to these particular labels. That's what we are going to see next. That is in KNN, we have the multi-class, right? Okay, so we will be mapping with respect to that actually. Okay, got it? Okay,
Yes.
so please take it down. Yeah, so please take it down. Okay, so now let me take this one. Okay, the same, the one which we have seen before. Okay, so like let me take the array first. So that is, I can say, let me just use target labels after encoding. Okay, that is, now I have data underscore known, I mean data underscore x, right? I think, yeah, x underscore data like this, and then y underscore data like this. Okay, so now we have a, b, c, correct? If you do np dot unique, okay, if you do np dot unique of y data, I'll be getting only the unique, that is labels, or we can say target labels is equal to this, and then I can write target labels is equal to, will be like this, like a, b, c. These are the target labels. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just including like from sklearn dot pre-processing, and then I can say label encoder. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm just writing label, that is encode the target labels, encode the target labels. So I can write label encode is equal to label encoder, and then I can see target encoded is equal to, let's say y encoded is equal to label encoder, that is label encoder dot fit transform of y underscore data. So now if I print y underscore enc, you can see the output like this. So guys, getting it now? That is, what is a? 0. What is b? 1. What is c here? It's nothing but third last, 2. Okay, now we have to use this as the y data. Okay, so now what we need to do, now we are going to create the model. So I can write knn underscore model is equal to k neighbors. Okay, so before that, what we have to do is we need to map it. We need to map it basically. Okay, because if we are getting 2, we should know it is something like C. If we are getting 1, we should know it is something like B. If we are getting 0, we should know the something like A, like this. Okay, so for that, what I can do is I can say print, sorry, like target underscore enc. Okay, target underscore enc np dot unique of y underscore encoded. So now if I just print target underscore enc, I'll be getting 0, 1, 2. I'll be getting 0, 1, 2. Got it? So now what we can do, I can just write list of zip of target labels, okay, comma, target underscore enc. Now you can see A is 0, B is 1, and then C is 2. Okay, like this, or else we can just change it, interchange it, no problem. That is target encoded and then target labels. Anyways, both the way should be fine. So why I am doing like this is we can just create a dictionary out of it. So you guys know the zip function, right? So now I can say all underscore labels is equal to dictionary of this. So now if I print all labels, now you can see 0 is a key, A is a value, 1 is a key, B is a value, and 2 is a key, C is a value. So guys, getting it so far? What I'm trying to do here?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So let me just put it over here actually. Okay. Okay. So we need that, right? Okay, so now we are going to create the model. Okay, now we are going to create the model. Okay, that is, I can write KNN model is equal to K neighbors classifier, N neighbors is equal to 3. And then we can say KNN dot model, okay, is Y data, okay, X data dot fit X underscore data and then Y underscore ENC. We have to give like this, that is X underscore data and then Y underscore ENC. And then what we can do, I can say Y underscore predictor is equal to KNN underscore model dot predict of X underscore data. It's done now. So now you can see actual is nothing but Y underscore ENC and then predicted, okay, predicted is nothing but Y underscore predict. You can see the output like this. Okay, so now you can do whatever you need, like confusion matrix of, okay, Y underscore ENC comma Y underscore predict, sorry, this one, and then you can just say print accuracy score of Y underscore ENC comma Y underscore predict. You can see here, okay, and then you can just give precision also, like precision score of Y underscore ENC and then Y underscore predict. Okay, target is multi-class, but average is equal to binary. None, micro, macro, and then weighted. Now you can see the precision score here. Because by default, average is nothing but binary. So since we have the multi-class, we can just give something like this. Now you can see the precision score actually. Okay, now if I want to predict it, predict for multi-class, okay, that is for unknown data, I can just say like predict, that is output, let's say output is equal to KNN underscore model dot predict of unknown underscore data. This is right, yeah. So now if I want to print the output, you can see it is 2. Okay, but I want to know the class of this. I want to know the class of this action. All right, so I can say output is 0 and then I can just write all class, that is all labels of output of 0. Okay, now you can see the output. See, we got it. That is based on the output 2, we are just retrieving the class. So basically, so everywhere it will be just 0, 1, 2. That's it. Okay, finally we are retrieving the class of it. That's it. So guys, clear? So guys, clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so please take it down.
Yeah, more.
And then yeah, and then we will see clustering. X data, Y data, and also you can see that probability now. Okay, for 3 labels, I have 3 columns. So it depends on whichever is higher, that is getting populated. Like first one is 0, predicted is 0. Now you can see 0 has the highest value. Second one is predicted as 1. That's why the second one has the highest value. For I think the fourth last. Yes, so now you can see C has the highest, so it has something like that. So let me know once it is done. We'll move on to the unsupervised learning.
Done from my end.
Right, okay. So guys, let me know once it is done.
Come on, done.
Done.
So we are going to talk about K-means clustering. Okay, this is one of the unsupervised learning. Okay, so far we had labels. Okay, so we had labels. That is, we know what we are going to predict. But now we will not be having labels at all. Okay, so we'll be having just some data points. That's it. So we need to cluster the data points, depends on its similarities. So how this particular algorithm works? Okay, let me just explain that and then we'll move on to that demonstration. So now let me just write some x-axis, okay, and then y-axis. Okay, so now first what I will do is I will select, okay, let's say K means clustering. So again, K is nothing but some number. Okay, K is nothing but some number. Let's say K is equal to 3 here. K is equal to 3. All right. So now what we are going to do, first we will select some 3 random points that we say it's a centroid. Okay, first we will select 3 random points, 1, 2, and then 3. Depends on K value. If K is equal to 4, it will select 4 random points. Okay, that we call it as centroid. Now what we have to do, okay, now what we need to do is we have to, so consider one new data point is coming at this point. One new data point is coming at this particular point. Now distance between this particular point, okay, and each and every centroid should be calculated. Let's say this is D1, okay, this is D2, okay, and then this is D3. Okay, this is D3. So now what we have to do is whichever is nearest, whichever distance is nearest, so this data point will be assigned to that cluster, will be assigned to that particular cluster, and this process should be repeated for all the data points. Okay, this process should be repeated for all the data points. So once all the data points are processed, we have to change the centroid by taking average of all the data points, okay, and minus of this particular thing. That is, we have some formula for that. That is in order to update the centroid. Then the centroid position will change. Okay, centroid position will change. Again, we need to repeat the same thing, like for all the data points. Again, find the distance, and then whichever is near, that you have to assign it. So the same, that this particular process will be continued, that is, will be iterated until the cluster is not changing. The cluster assigned to the centroids is not changing. Okay, that is nth iteration cluster, okay, nth iteration cluster and n-1 iteration cluster.
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.